I'm Jay Ducote, and this is Cookin Louisiane, and today we're making one of my all-time favorite dishes, and this is really like my death row meal right here, fried chicken. So what I'm going to do is I want to buttermilk brine these. So I'm going to take a gallon bag, I'm going to add all of my pieces of chicken to this bag, and then I'm going to add in 2 cups of buttermilk. And what that's going to do is it's going to break it down while it's in the fridge. So I've got all of my chicken, I've got a little buttermilk. I'm going to close this up, put it in the fridge, let it brine. You can do it overnight, you can do it, I would say, up to at least 4 hours. So you want to leave that in the fridge for a little while, let that buttermilk soak. The acid in the buttermilk is going to help break down the chicken. You want to reserve the backbone for stock for later, and you're good. All right, so my chicken's been in the fridge for about 4 hours, soaking in that buttermilk with that brine. Now it's going to be all tender and juicy. Now it's time to take it out of the buttermilk and go from there. So I've got a strainer here. I'm just going to put that down in this bowl. What I want to do is get most of that buttermilk off of the chicken. It's still going to be there as kind of the liquid part of my chicken fry, but I want to go ahead and strain it out so it's not totally thick and buttermilky and completely soaked in liquid as I add it to the fryer. So I'm just going to let it strain off a little bit. As I'm going to season all of this chicken pretty liberally with some kosher salt. My spicy and sweet barbecue rub here that we have here, while it has some salt in it, it's not a whole lot of salt. It's really fairly low sodium. So if you want to keep this lower sodium, you can not add any salt to it at all, and you can just use the barbecue rub. But if you want to add a little bit of extra salt, feel free to do so, especially with these chicken breasts and these bigger cuts of meat. Now it's time for the magic, the deep fryer. So I'm going to take these pieces, just like this. Now I'm going to get both of my hands dirty. And I'm going to roll it in the flour. And I want to get it coated with flour all around. Feel free to shake off any excess. And then we can go right in the fryer. Oh yeah. All right, so that grease is set at 325 degrees. We're going to need to let the chicken cook for somewhere around 15 minutes. I'll keep an eye on it. You want to get that chicken to where the internal temperature is at least 165 degrees before you're going to eat it, because you got to cook it all the way through. But we're going to let it do its magic in the deep fryer. All right, our chicken is done frying. I'm going to put them on the sheet pan that has a baking rack on it. That way they drain right here. And that's always really nice when you're working with fried chicken like this, because you want it to be extra crispy. I don't like moving it to a draining rack that's lined with paper towels or something like that. I want to go to something like this with a pan that has room for that grease to kind of drop out. All right, my chicken is fried. It's the moment of truth. I want to see how this spicy and sweet chicken with the molasses mustard butter turned out. So I'm going to take this drumstick right here, get a nice dunk, go to town. Oh man, sweet, crunchy, a little bit of spice. Whew. Calls for the chicken dance. Find the recipe online. This has been Cookin Louisiane. I'm Jay Ducote, and I'm eating more chicken.